Welcome to week 6 of On Top the Cage. As always, to my left, Dan, I'm Ken. You might get a raucous episode this week.
Oh, we're going off the rails today.
Off the rails. Dan was grilling earlier. He's had his share of drinks.
Yeah.
He was a little bit late, I think. So I've had a few myself. But we had a big week last week. We'll get to that in a minute. Intro, let's talk about youth football team.
Oh! We lost a heartbreaker. I think that's a GBYF classic is what they were calling it last night when I was at the stadium. We lost 21-18.
You did.
And heartbreaking loss. I mean, it was a good team. They couldn't stop the run. We were running all over them. Took the opening drive, marched down the field, scored a touchdown. They scored. We went ahead and took the lead, left 12 seconds on the clock in the first half, and they threw a bomb for a touchdown.
They
So
did.
we were down.
I made my first game. Dan asked me to go out. I obliged. I was out at his youth football game. Good drive at the end of the first half. Dan mismanaged the clock, left 12 seconds on it. They hit a touchdown.
I didn't know Aaron Rodgers was over there.
I tell you what, unbelievable. There's a helicopter going by right now. I don't know if you hear that. But anyway, we live really close to the airport. Like, as a crow flies, I guess as a plane flies, probably a mile if that. But
Yeah.
I actually love it. The planes go by, we see them all the time. I always come out of the garage and look and see what we have up in the air. In any event, here nor there. Lots of sports going on. The Major League Baseball playoffs are going on. We just turned off the game to put the logo up, the Braves game against the Brewers. Teddy obviously is very vested in the Braves, so I'm sure he's on pins and needles, but it's a fun time of year. We have that going on. We welcome back the National Hockey League.
Oh, yeah, that's tonight too, isn't it?
It is. They open their season tonight. My buddy Shane, who lives in the Tampa area, is a big fan of the Tampa Bay Lightning Bolts. They are the defending champs. There's a new team this year in the National Hockey League.
Who is that?
Seattle Kraken.
I saw that. I was like, wait, who the hell is the Kraken? Did somebody move?
Do you know what a Kraken is?
Yeah, it's like that thing that killed Jack Sparrow, like an octopus thing.
I think it is like a
big
fictitious
squid or
like
something.
sea monster or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what all that is. So, sports going on. Well, obviously there's a lot of news in the National Football League, the Gruden thing, but I think we'll probably just get to that when we get to the Raider game.
What? We're getting that early.
That's fine. We can do it whenever you want to do it. But I watch a ton of sports, and two things happened over the past week that I've never seen in my life. Thursday Night Football. Let's start with that. The punt situation where
Wait, I thought you were going to start with Urban Meyer and the two fingers in the girl's butt, and then Gruden. And now you're talking about a freaking punt?
no, we're going to talk about the punt. Stop talking about that. We're going to talk about the
Bang, bang!
We're going to talk about the punt. You watched it. I think we were texting. I mean, the Seattle kick or punter kicks the ball, gets blocked cleanly. It's on the ground. Nobody can locate. The punter locates it.
Punts it again!
He did. He grabbed it one-handed like a great short hop scoop.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck it, I'm going to kick it again. He did. And then, nobody knew what the hell the rule was. Like, you allowed to do that?
I
really?
still don't know what the rule is.
No.
It's still, yeah.
Mike Prayer is like 6 Tito's deep. They're like, we're like, we don't know what to do here. Eventually, they were like, fuck it, that was pretty sweet. Let us stand. It was like a 68-yard punt. So, anyway, that happened. I've never seen that before in my life. I can't tell you how many hours I've logged watching football. And then baseball, which I don't log near as many hours watching baseball for sure. But I was watching the playoff game between the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And it was game... Red Sox would go up 2-1 if they win the game, and they did. But it's the 13th inning. It's late, or 12th or 13th inning. And Tampa Bay had a guy on first, and
I got to have a beer if you're going to talk about baseball.
it's going to be quick.
right.
So anyway, it wasn't off the big wall in Fenway, the monster. It was off the short wall, but it hits off the wall, and Karam's
the dude.
right off the dude, and it bounces over the wall. And they're like, I don't know what the hell this is. Is this a ground rule double? What is this? Is the runner allowed to score? He's 100% would have scored. Barring they ruled it a ground rule double. They kept the guys at second and third. They didn't score. The Red Sox went on to win the game, and the Red Sox won again last night. Speaking of people, we talked about Teddy. I mean, as far as Boston Red Sox fans, my father-in-law Tom is a huge Red Sox fan. He's excited. Keaton somehow is a Red Sox fan, so they're into that. Other sports, men's national team. We always talk about soccer.
Dude, what? I'm pissed about that too, man. I'm going to rail on that. They're playing Sunday night. It's a World Cup qualifier, and I got to watch it on a Spanish channel.
Telemundo.
Yeah, I'm like,
No.
wait,
Really?
Was it on a regular? Yeah, no.
What about tomorrow's game? They play Costa Rica.
Well, yeah, that's at what the hell do they call it now in Columbus? Lower.com Field. They're
Oh,
in
yeah. Oh,
Columbus.
they're in
So,
town,
sure,
if you will.
yeah, but I'm like, why the hell aren't any? Why did we miss the game with the U.S.? Now they sucked ass, so
They lost to Panama.
yeah,
Holy
they
shit.
lost to friggin' Panama. But
Now that we're doing-
still, it wasn't on friggin' TV.
Now we're doing name shout-outs for sports. I had a sweet housemate at Quincy University in Illinois where I went to undergrad. His name's Jose. He lives in Costa Rica. I don't know if he'll be watching or if he watches this show, but anyway, Jose, I miss you. All right, I think that's enough. Dan wants to get on this. We had a great week last week. A great week. Dan went 13-3. I was right behind him at 12-4. Dan was not rooting for me. I don't think, because he sent a text one time Sunday. He's like, "What was your record?"
Yeah.
And I sent it back. I'm like, "Right behind you." He's like, "Oh shit." So I don't think he was very happy about it, but huge week for us. Dan on the season now is 38-41-1. Just 3 games under 500. I have gone above 500 now. Now I'm 42-37-1, 5 games over. We are pacing with a lot of the experts are doing better than them actually. So we are going to celebrate. Celebrate we will. It's a Dave Matthews Band lyric. My wife and I are big fans of the Dave Matthews Band. We are going to celebrate with this beer. It is beer review time.
He's trying to kill me with this one.
It is called Supreme Allied Commander. It is from the R Shea Brewing Company. We're going to talk about what it is first. It's a chocolate-covered salted caramel triple oatmeal imperial stout, 16 fluid ounces at a whopping 15.8%
Holy
alcohol.
shit! There should be a can of whipped cream here so I can chase it with this beer.
I like the can. There's this outline of this commander guy. There's some planes in the background. Dan's into it. It's like dessert.
Yeah,
Eh?
it's too sweet for me for a beer.
I love sweet.
Wow, you can really taste chocolate. I don't taste oatmeal or caramel, but man, you can taste the chocolate.
I did the math. On this thing. Dan drinks Bud Light, like it's his job, actually. But 4.2% alcohol in Bud Light. This is a 16-ounce can. He drinks 12-ounce cans. It comes out to exactly the equivalent of 5 Bud Lights, this one beer. Why did our thing go off? We're not going to have our logo behind us. That's fairly
Grab the
annoying.
remote, fix it.
I'm going to grab my phone. I don't know if I can airdrop it again. But Dan and I talked about this ahead of time. We're probably going to end up going over anyway. See what happens here if we can get this logo back up. But I don't know why they call it Supreme Allied Commander. Maybe because that's who you feel like when you're done drinking this thing. Drop and give me 20 sticks.
Yeah.
Or maybe I could fly a plane.
I mean, it's good, but holy shit. I don't know if you could drink this whole can. This is a splitting beer.
What's that mean?
You're sharing it with somebody.
When's the last time you shared a beer with somebody?
The last time I had one that had freaking that much alcohol in it.
I've never seen a beer with this high of alcohol content in it. But anyway, we're going to get through it. I may be slurring my words. Hopefully nobody falls
Holy
off
shit,
set.
that would be good on some vanilla ice cream. It's
Yeah,
thick.
or you can make a cheesecake with it.
Man, it's thick.
Yeah, stouts are one thing. I mean, I like a thinner beer, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But like the Guinness beers and things, they're really thick. Like I can't do milk stouts at all because then it's like ugh, I don't have any like saliva in my mouth anymore when I'm done drinking.
I think I just gained a pound from a couple sips that I had.
That's awesome. We're on. I think we didn't miss anything. We're on to the games, right?
No, we're not on to the games. I got some shit I got to get off my chest. First,
Where's
of all,
yours?
That USAA Bank. Why the hell do they have Gronkowski doing commercials for them?
You mean bank or the military insurance?
The military insurance.
I don't know why.
Did
they
I
have
say
Gronkowski.
bank?
You just had bank.
Yeah, USAA.
Yes.
Because it drives me nuts. There's plenty of military people that play in the NFL or have played in the NFL, and you got Gronk, looks like a jackass. Because I'm special, I'm Gronk, I'm 87. Screw you! You're not a military person. You're not that special. Or the insurance companies for them. Why they would pay him to do those commercials, it pisses me off. Pisses me off. It just every time I see him on one of those, it aggravates me.
My dad was in the Army. I'm eligible to have USA insurance. I don't, but I've State Farm because I've been like a little kid.
Good stuff. But Gronk, screw you. You're special. What's your number? 87.
We were watching the game. Dan didn't like the outcome. Oh, by the way, we're shooting on Tuesday. What do you have going on tomorrow? Our normal
mother-in-law's birthday.
Mother-in-law's birthday. Our normal shoot day is Wednesday.
She's like 35.
We're Tuesday, so we're early. We don't have the injury reports like Dan likes to use and things like that. But yeah, we're here. We're ready to go. Obviously, fairly fired up. Are we on to football? You had a couple of things. Dan and I were texting back and forth during the Ratbirds game, as he likes to call them, which was crazy outcome. I can't wait to talk about that game. But
now I'll get the rest of the shit in when we get to the teams. I mean, yeah, let's go.
Thursday night football. Defending champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They travel to the city of brotherly love, which their fans aren't very brotherly lovey. But anyway, to Philadelphia. The Buccaneers are 4-1. Philadelphia is 2-3. Bucs are installed as a 7-point favorite. Not a clunker again. A pretty good game. Maybe it's a good game. We'll see. Tampa Bay comes off that drubbing of Miami. I mean, Miami was in the game for about a half or three quarters, and I mean they put up a ton of points on them. I think that the final score was 45 to something. They won, obviously, going away. Philadelphia won a big game in Carolina, a comeback win where they were down early. Hurts rushing. The defense kind of showed a little bit more. Buccaneers are -7 in this game. You want to take the lead?
I'll take Tampa Bay. But no, I'm not going to take Tampa Bay. I'm going to take Philly because I don't think Tampa wins this by 7.
I thought for sure you were going to take Tampa. I want to go Philadelphia too. I really do. I think I'm going to. The over-under on this game is 52. I like the over in this game as well. Tom Brady broke a personal record last week. He threw 5 touchdowns and threw for over 400 yards. He's never done that before in his life, which is kind of crazy, breaking records at the age of 44. The Philadelphia offense, I like them. You know, I don't like their defense as much, but I like their offense. And the defensive backs in Tampa are so banged up. I mean, they're really banged up on defense. I like this to be a high-scoring game. And I too am going to take Philadelphia. Fly, Eagles, fly again. That's 2 weeks in a row. I got a winner with them last week. We're going to go with them this week again. We're both on Philly?
Yep.
All right. We got another London game.
Holy shit.
9:30 a.m. start, I believe it is. That's what it was last week. I'm assuming it's the same. It's the in-laws team, the Miami Football Dolphins. They are 1-4. They're playing Jacksonville, 0-5. We got one win between these two teams. The Dolphins have been listed as a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under on this game is 55, which is a big number. At least considering what the Dolphin defense was last year. They haven't showed this year a lot.
No, they look awful.
They look completely disjointed on offense. And it's Tuesday once again. I don't know if we're going to get Tua back this week or not. I have no idea. Like I said, they kept the game close in Tampa for like 3 quarters. Jacksonville lost to Tennessee. They were in that game. I mean, they racked up a ton of yards. They lost going away. That was my elephant pick, by the way, which I won last week. Dan lost his elephant pick. The Packers. In a crazy game we'll talk about. You lost by the hook. They won by 3 in overtime after wild amounts of missed field goals. Oh, I forgot to mention that. New record last week. 13 missed extra points. New modern-day NFL record.
Weekend?
Yes.
One? Wow.
There was 13 missed extra points, and there was 12 missed field goals. The kicking was atrocious last week, 100% atrocious. Back to the line this game. Like I said, Jacksonville didn't score a lot. They racked up a ton of yards. James Robinson, he still continues, undrafted, was rookie last year, his second year. He ran for like 150 yards. Once again, Miami -3.5. Who do you like in this game?
Oh, my God. I'm taking Jacksonville in this one because the luckiest SOB on the planet right now is Urban Meyer because the 2-finger gun just got washed away because of all the other bullshit. And I'm sure we'll get, I don't know, when Gruden and all that's going to come up, but that son of a bitch has to be happy as hell that all these emails came out.
He's out of the spotlight. I sent a text to Dan. I think I sent it to my the brother-in-law chain and things like that. I said Urban Meyer needs to send a thank you email.
Yeah.
to to John Gruden. So
yeah, so I'm going bang, bang, two-finger gun, Jacksonville.
I certainly hope the Dolphins win this game. I'm going with Jacksonville as well. They've played over there a ton.
Yeah.
They play over there, like it seems like every year. They play well over there, like games that they're not supposed to be in, and they're in.
It's either they play well or he gets fired on the plane ride back.
If he takes it.
Yeah.
If he gets on
he might stay in one of the pubs there.
What an asshole. Yeah. Anyway, I really hope Miami wins because my father-in-law, Tom, the brother-in-laws, they're going to be drinking early on Sunday. It's Packer week for me. I don't need a bunch of disparaging texts from them when they're drunk if the Bears are getting drubbed by the Packers. So
Text them anyways.
we're both on Jacks?
Yeah.
We're both on both on the 0-5 Jacks. All right, very good. The 1 o'clock slate starts with Kansas City traveling to the nation's capital, Washington. Kansas City 2-3, Washington 2-3. Kansas City is a 6.5-point favorite. Lots of points expected in this game, rightfully so. 55.5. Kansas City. That Sunday night. What happened to your beer?
I need a chaser. That one's a little thick.
You gotta finish it.
Yeah, I'll finish it.
All right.
Like tomorrow.
No. Kansas City is 6.5-point favorite. Over on 55.5 again to recap. Kansas City lost in Buffalo. Buffalo's a good defensive team. They made that offense look mortal. I saw the first half on Sunday. There was a lightning delay, a rain delay, weather delay.
Oh, that was awful. That sucked.
Did you make it to the second half?
Yeah, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's difficult for me to do with the amount of drinks I have watching the Bear football team. I did not make it. I was kind of happy that there was a weather delay. I could just check my phone in the morning to see what happened, even though I did play the game. Went well, actually. But anyway, Kansas City minus 6.5. Washington, I mean, the defense is, we belabored it every week. I mean, they're giving up 30-plus points. How many points are they going to give up to the Chiefs?
This is a hard game because you're always the Chiefs don't cover, but Washington's defense blows. I mean, they're just not playing well.
I'm giving the points. I'm 100% giving the points on the bounce.
I'm going with Kansas
City. I mean, the Chiefs are 2-3. I mean, the AFC is good. I mean, they can't fall this far behind in the AFC. I mean, it will cause them huge problems. I expect them to bounce back. I think Andy Reid is a great coach. I think Jack Del Rio is going to lose his job midseason.
He should.
As the coordinator of the Washington football team.
Even if he loses it, though, how do you fix that in the middle of the season? I mean, they're doing – I've never been a fan. I've voiced that with Chase Young and what they're doing with Chase Young. I put him down and let him freaking go.
I mean,
let him go.
Heineke's a quarterback there. Is Fitzpatrick out for the season?
I don't think he's out for the season, but I don't know why you would even play him.
I would say you'd be involved in that, but we'll talk about the Cowboys in a second, and I have a strong opinion about the Dallas football team. But anyway, Kansas City minus 6.5. I'm going to lay the points in this game. I think they win this game going away. I think they're going to score 40-plus in this game.
Yeah, I'm on that. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think a lot of the Chief defense, however.
They suck.
They do, but
stop the run. Spagnuolo.
That's why the over-under on this game is 55.5. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes over. But Dan and I are in agreement on the first three games. We're both on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We're going to be in agreement on the next one, too.
We'll see. The Los Angeles Rams travel all the way across the country to play the New York Giants. Rams are 4-1. The Giants sport the opposite record of 1-4. The Rams are 10.5-point favorites in this game. The over/under is 47.5. The Rams come off a win on Thursday night against Seattle. In division. A good win against a difficult team. They had Russell Wilson. We'll talk about when Seattle comes up on the board, how they lost their quarterback. The Giants, they were out in Dallas, or in Dallas in division as well. They couldn't keep up. I mean, the Dallas offense continues to churn out points.
They can't keep up. Saquon is out again. I mean, the
injury bug has hit hard
ankle,
for the Giants.
I mean, I'd be shocked if he plays until December, and then why would you play him?
You're talking about Barkley being out.
Yeah.
You're talking about Daniel Jones. I mean,
Daniel
I saw the
Jones,
play. You see where
holy
came,
shit. That dude,
he was woozy when he came back from that play at the goal line.
He's walking on that line. Yeah, the goal line. And I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Galladay's nicked up. I talked about that Kadarius Toney kid. I love him. He punched a kid. He's got an issue with anger. But he's not getting suspended, so I guess he's in the game. But the Rams are minus 10.5 in this game. Are they going to blow them out?
Yep.
I think so too. I do. I agree with Dan. This is wild. We've never went this far down on the board, I don't think, with having a disagreement on the game. The Rams are too good of a football team. I mean, I know that they lost that game at home against Arizona. Big deal. They're a good, balanced football team. They can play defense. They can play offense. I don't think the Giants are going to be able to match up with this team over a 4-quarter period. We're both on the Rams minus a pretty big number in 10.5. All right, another big number comes up on the board. Next game up is the Houston Texans in division. That AFC South, they go to Indianapolis. Both these teams are 1-4. Indianapolis is a 10-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 43. We always talk about the away team first. They lost at home, Houston did, to New England, but they were there. I mean,
yeah, no, they were in it.
I remember talking last week about Davis Mills, and he looked fine against poor defenses.
See,
but New England's not a poor defense, and he played pretty damn well.
All right, I'm going off the rails here, and I'm pissed. Here's another situation where the freaking NFL. What's with Deshaun Watson? Put him on that commissioner's special list so he doesn't get paid. Why are the Texans being punished for him out whoring around?
You mean to waste a roster spot? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
No,
then because Cam Newton's sitting out there, go get Cam Newton and let Cam Newton play.
Oh, dude, Cam Newton's
come
washed.
on.
He's washed.
He's
who do you want
Davis
Cam Newton
Mills
to play for?
For Houston.
Oh, dude, Davis Mills looks better than Cam
come
Newton.
on.
But
it's still the NFL. I think Houston's in a spot. They want to trade the guy because obviously he's a douchebag, piece of dirt. Can't get him hurt. If they put him on the active roster, it looks bad to everybody else in freaking America. So Houston's out to dry because the NFL can't fucking make a decision. That's freaking. They're so.
Well, they put it on Mark Davis with Gruden, and we'll talk about that.
Well, yeah, that's where I'm going with all this bullshit.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think that someone takes a huge swing at the NFL trade deadline, which is the beginning of November, I think, and pulls off a trade for Deshaun Watson?
No, I don't.
I mean, it's like laying your balls out, going for it type of thing, because if things go poorly in regards to the litigation.
You're the team that plays the piece of shit Deshaun Watson.
He's a great player.
He's a great player.
Most likely a predator, but a great player.
Well, yeah, I mean, you did it or you didn't do it, so let's figure it out. I mean, there's 26 women saying you did it.
Oh, the NFL has already decided we're not doing anything in regards to Deshaun Watson until we see the litigation. I mean, they've obviously done that. I mean, this happened in the spring or something like that, Dan. I mean, they're not going to take it looks like they're not going to take a stance.
They look stupid.
Goodell's
so why punish Houston?
It's a roster spot is all it is.
And he's getting paid.
Okay. I mean, I'm not worried about the paid thing.
It ain't fair. That's bullshit.
To recap, Indianapolis comes back home. They're minus 10. A field goal and a touchdown. The over-under is 43, which is kind of a short line for being a 10-point favorite in this game. How's Indianapolis going to bounce back after they dominated the game on Monday night against the Baltimore Ravens and it ended up with an L?
Completely dominated it. Yeah.
They did. They dominated it for 3 quarters, if you will.
I must have to take Houston because the line's 10.
I am too. I mean, I thought Indianapolis looked fantastic.
Wentz
looked good. The defense looked good. I mean, they smothered Lamar Jackson. I mean, I can't believe they ended up with an L. I mean, that had to be so deflating for that team. And it's Frank Reich. And Frank Reich, can you gather this team and go, hey, we're 1-4, but we're not out of this, or are they going to hang their heads? So we'll see. I mean, maybe they come out like gangbusters. It was good to see your guy Paris Campbell. Dan's a St. B graduate, St. Vincent St. Mary, one of the local high schools. Paris Campbell is one of their receivers. He finally got 4 or 5 catches last night.
Jeez.
So he finally showed up. He's got crazy speed, things like that. Indianapolis minus 10. You taking the points? What are you doing? You going Houston?
Houston.
So am I. I really am. I mean, It's the fact that Davis Mills played pretty well against the New England defense. I mean, I thought he's a rookie. He'll play fine against like less than adequate defenses. He won't play so well against good defenses. I mean, I think maybe he's just coming of age a little bit already. I don't know. I mean, he's Stanford grad. He's smart. We're both on the points. We're taking the points with Houston. All right, next game up on the board, the Cincinnati Bengals. They travel to the Motor City to play Detroit. Cincinnati's 3-2. Detroit has not won a game yet. Tough luck losers once again. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Cincinnati is minus 3.5. The over-under on this game is 48. Talk about the away team first. The Burrow to Chase connection is real. I mean, it happens week in, week out. They did it again last week against the Green Bay Packers, and that was a crazy game. And I don't know if you want to talk about that game right now, or if you want to talk about when the Packers come up on the board, because they're next when they travel to play my Bears.
Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati's the real deal.
They're excited.
Shocked. Finally, the Browns are good, and my division's tough as hell.
It is good. I mean, Cincinnati's an up-and-coming team. I think Pittsburgh may be a fading
our
team.
division and the NFC, what is it, East or West or whatever?
No, you can't beat the NFC West.
Well, but the records, if you're looking at the records, freaking same.
You can't beat the NFC West with the Rams, the Cardinals. Well, Seattle has an injury now, and but all right. Cincinnati, they lost it again. Their game against Green Bay. I was trying to watch the end of that game, and the Bear game started at 4:05, and I had to stop at one point in time. And I'm like, the Bears are on, I just have to do it. And missed field goals, right? There was 5
crazy.
Missed field goals in a row before Mason Crosby finally connected in overtime to win this game for the Packers, which made me a little bit bitter going into the Bear game, but everything was all right because they found a way to win in Vegas, and we'll talk about them next. Detroit. All right, I can't wait to talk about this team. I love this team, actually, a little bit, even though they're in the Bear division. And I love what Dan Campbell's doing there. They lost in Minnesota heartbreak style. So they're out of the game. And once again, we talk week in, week out how this team does not quit. They didn't quit. They got a crazy turn. They got a great turnover late in the game, right? And what happens is they get a touchdown, and the decision is they're down by 1. They can kick the extra point, or they can go for 2. Dan Campbell, I bite kneecaps off. I'm going for 2.
Yep.
They convert the 2. There's 36 seconds left on the clock.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers had one more tick on the clock, and he did it in San Francisco. Kirk Cousins, who's playing pretty good ball in Minnesota, found a way to get them far enough down the field. The Joseph kid banged the field goal through this time. They were tough luck losers out in Arizona where he missed a 43-yarder. He hit a 54-yarder. They win. I saw the Dan Campbell press conference. Did you see it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been everywhere.
He was teary-eyed. I mean, he cares. I mean, he fucking cares, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure he took the damn flight home.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't two-fingering some chick in the bar.
Enough of that. He cares, man.
What do you
He's
mean enough
completely
of that?
best. Well, I don't care about that, but anyway.
2 fingers, that's going to be...
Dan Campbell, who comes off as like the toughest son of a bitch in football, is teary-eyed. And, he loves his kids. He loves that team. They're on the right track. They haven't found a way to win. There's a couple of teams like that who are young and just don't know how quite to win yet. And maybe that happened to Cincinnati last week with Green Bay. I don't know. But
yeah, they're still young and don't know how to win. I'm taking Detroit in this one.
Cincinnati's minus 3.5 in this game to recap. I like them too. I think it's one of those games that comes absolutely down the wire.
You're taking Detroit?
I am.
What the hell?
It's the hook. It's the hook. I love the hook.
We're dead even.
I love the hook in this game. I think it comes. My best pick last week was Dan's elephant pick, and I remember stomping about this. I'm like, this is a sneaky great game. This Green Bay Cincinnati game. I think it's going to come down the wire. I think someone's going to make a field goal at the end of the game and win it, and it's exactly what happened. In any event, Dan and I are both on it. I mean, they're a good. Detroit's not a bad football team.
No, they're not.
And Cincinnati's to go on the road. I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati wins this game, but I think it's a field goal game. I love the hook in this game. Dan and I are in agreement for 6 games in a row. Unprecedented stuff for our show. Next game up, it is Packer Week. The Green Bay Packers, they are 4-1. They come to Soldier Field. The 3-2 Chicago Bears. I don't ever get to say this. The NFC North is up for grabs in regards to the lead because if the Bears do win this game, they will have the tiebreaker over the Packers. They will have the same record. I get it. Green Bay is a 4.5-point favorite. The over-under on this game is 45. We talked a lot already about the Green Bay win in Cincinnati. Aaron Rodgers threw some picks early in that game. I mean, Devontae Adams is awesome. He set a single-game record for himself. He went over 200 yards receiving. I mean, it did go into overtime. I get it. I mean, their defense isn't anything to write home about, if you ask me. The Chicago Football Bears, they went out to Las Vegas and won a great game. Old school Bear formula is what it was, if you ask me. They played great defense. They played great special teams. The offense did not turn the ball over. Justin Fields looked okay, and he made plays when he needed to. Namely, there was a pass in the end zone. But meanwhile, it was at the end of the game where the Bears needed to milk the clock, and he made a couple of great plays. He's only going to get better. I love this football team going forward. We'll see. They're dangerous just because Fields is the quarterback and, can do wild things at any point in time. Packers minus 4.5, Dan.
Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
Green Bay, they haven't impressed me. They're skating by. It's not the high-powered Green Bay that I thought. I think their defense is suspect. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if he's got a little agenda going on there. And, to let the Bears win this one.
Let the Bears. That's not going to happen. That's like compromising the National Football League.
Going with the Bears.
The Bears. Sean Desai is the new defensive coordinator for the Bears. They love him. The defensive players love him. He's a young guy, and they've been getting turnovers and things like that. The running backs, they've lost David Montgomery, who's a great running back.
Huge miss.
Both of their running backs stepped up in Las Vegas. Damian Williams, really good back. He's got some speed. And Khalil Herbert, I want to say he was in the 5th or 6th round drafted. He showed pretty well. He ran tough. I mean, they've kind of fixed that void in regards to losing David Montgomery. There's no way I'm going against the Bears in this game. I think they keep this game tight. Dan, unprecedented 7 games in a row on the same page. Here we go. Los Angeles. This is a great game coming up on the board. The Los Angeles Chargers.
This is a good one.
They go to Baltimore.
Okay, now I'm going to rail.
Well, let me get the line out first. They go all the way across the country to play the Redbirds. Both these teams have great records at 4-1. The Baltimore has been placed as a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under on this game is 50. Chargers-Browns last week. Chargers come off a win against Cleveland. A fantastic football game. Go ahead.
With the freaking Homer refs, the officiating sucks in the NFL. It's so freaking... I can't stand it. You got 2 guys on one play, one getting pushed out of bounds, the other one getting held. Then you got, 4th down, where offensive pass interference, and we get called for defensive pass interference? Seriously? And then there was another play where our offensive lineman, there's clearly hands to the face because you can see it on the replay. We get called for fucking holding?
There's bad calls every week. I get it. I don't disagree with what Dan's saying. I don't know. Do you think it changed the outcome of the game?
Yes. Totally changed it. Totally changed it.
I tell you what, I couldn't wait.
But if you watch your team, I'm sure you see bad calls across the board.
It happens week in, week out.
There's no repercussion for shitty refereeing.
There was 6.
None.
There was 6 touchdowns scored in the 4th quarter of the Browns-Chargers game last week. It's insane. This never comes out of my mouth. I couldn't wait for the Bear game to end. The Bears were trying to milk the clock and finish the game. I thought they were. They finally did. And there was 2.5 minutes left in the Browns game. I think 18 points got scored. I don't know. It was fucking crazy. Every time I would flip off the Bear game, I was on timeout. I would go to that game, and the score would be completely different. It was a wild back and forth game. I mean, I want to talk about Brandon Staley. I mean, the kid looks like he's 18. He looks like he'd be one of our children.
5 years ago, he was coaching at JCU up in Cleveland.
That's what I was going to say. I had it on the board. I'm
defensive
I feel 4 years ago he was the coach at John Carroll University.
Division III school here in Cleveland.
Unbelievable. And he had a quote this week, too, talking about running the football, and he gets it. He gets football, man.
There's
a certain physicality to the game of football. Oh, my God. He's the MVP of the league, if you ask me.
He's lights out. I mean, that's a good team, and I'm taking the Chargers in this one.
They're in Baltimore. Baltimore's -3.5 in this game. Baltimore with a wild win last night, night.
But they're getting exposed. I mean, they depend on Lamar too much.
They do. He put the ball on the ground twice last night.
Way too much. And I think the Chargers have a good defense, and they've got a high-powered offense. I mean, you got to keep up with the Chargers' offense. So I'm taking the Chargers in this one.
I don't want to. I'm going the other way. I'm taking Baltimore -3.5. I don't like it. I think the Chargers are a great football team. I mean, they're there. I mean, they're going to be there at the end. And that AFC is tough. I can't wait till all this shakes out and we get to playoff time because
our division's tough now? You're like, wait.
The AFC field is going to be absolutely stacked.
It's wide open.
I mean, the playoff teams are going to be stacked. I don't care if you're a wild card team or if you won your division. I mean, wow. The AFC, I feel like has a good 6, 7 really good football teams that could win the Super Bowl. Baltimore -3.5. I'm taking them. It's the long trip for me. Although it's a short week, man. Is everything going against this? I don't know. It's Lamar. I mean, at the end of the game, he showed it last night. I don't know. I don't like who I'm picking, but I'm picking Baltimore.
Indianapolis picked apart their defensive backs. Come on. This team, the Chargers?
Well, we were texting back and forth. They were killing him on the line of scrimmage, too.
Yeah.
Running the John Taylor was gouging him. Hines was gouging him. There was a different Malone who caught balls. Anyway, we're gonna get off that game because I know the show's running along already. Next game on the board, Minnesota. They travel to Carolina. Minnesota's 2-3. Carolina's the opposite record of 3-2. Carolina is a 1-point favorite in this game. We talked about Minnesota winning that game at home against Detroit. Cousins is playing really good ball. He really is. I mean, there's no issue with that. Carolina comes off that loss in Philadelphia where they had to lead early and then they gave it up. I don't know. Darnold made a couple mistakes.
Darnold's being Darnold.
Like Jets Darnold as opposed to Carolina Darnold. I think they're going to get McCaffrey back this week. CMC's back this week. I'm almost positive.
Dalvin Cook playing?
No, I don't know. Madison plays. Madison put the ball on the ground. He's a good player. Carolina's -1 in this game. Who's going to win this game?
Wow. Well, I almost have to go with the home team in this one just because the line's so tight.
I'm going with the home team, too. It's the McCaffrey thing coming back. I like Matt Rule. I do. I think Minnesota's playing at a high level. Once again, their record I do not think is indicative, I guess is a better way to say that. I got the wrong, whatever, on the Slavo on the Fosavo, whatever that is.
What?
I pronounced it wrong. Indicative is the word I was looking for. I don't know what I said.
As long as you weren't calling me a dick.
I tell you what, maybe this beer is getting the best of me. I don't know.
Might be.
Carolina -1 this game. We're both on the home team?
Yep.
All right, fair enough. This starts the Sunday 4 o'clock slate. The Arizona, this is a great football game. It is not supposed to be at 1 o'clock, or not supposed to be at 4 o'clock. It's supposed to be at 1 o'clock because it's in Cleveland. But it's a great game, and I guess they prognosticated it to be a great game. So they put it, at a later time slot. The Arizona Cardinals, the only undefeated football team in the National Football League, 5-0. They take that sterling record into Cleveland. Cleveland's 3-2. The Browns have been placed installed at a 2.5-point favorite. The over/under is 50.5. Arizona, they come off that okay showing, win against San Francisco against a rookie quarterback, Trey Lance. Kyler Murray hurt his shoulder a little bit. I haven't heard a lot about it. Once again, it's Tuesday and 1 day earlier than our normal shoot time, if you will. But, they get big plays. Their defense is playing good. They get big plays. Week in, week out, they get big plays.
That's how the Chargers beat the Browns, were big plays. Blue Bayou coverage. Dude standing behind everybody with no Cleveland Browns guy around within 30 yards.
And if the Browns have an injury issue, it's their defensive backs.
Yeah.
Denzel Ward went out last week?
Defense. Yeah. Soft.
And what'd you say? He's soft?
I don't know if he's coming. He's hurt every freaking year.
Dan called him soft. I'm pretty sure did you call him soft?
Yes.
You call him soft. He's a local
for
kid.
Big money. I know he's a local kid, but dude, hey,
where'd he go?
You can't make the club in the tub.
All right, I don't think I've ever heard that.
Hey, if you're in that whirlpool, what the hell? Got to be on the field, baby.
What's the deal with Newsome, their first-round draft pick who started?
I don't know. He had a calf. He's going to be back. He
has
to be back.
All right. Cleveland's minus 2.5 in this game. The over/under is 50.5. I'm going to take the lead. Arizona gets their first loss. I love this game. I think the Browns are going to – the Brown defense, obviously back-to-back weeks, Chicago, and then who the hell they play? And Minnesota, and they completely stuffed them. Obviously, they ran into a little bit of a juggernaut in the Los Angeles Chargers. I am still a firm believer in the Brown defense, and I think it's the best part of their team. They're minus 2.5. I love this line. I love the Browns. The Browns are going to win this game and give Arizona their first loss.
Well, Stefanski hasn't lost 2 in a row. So I, too, am taking the Browns in this one. And I can't remember who I heard was out. Defensive end for Arizona.
It's not Chandler Jones, is it?
I think he's out.
I don't know about that. Once again, injury reports
this afternoon. Chandler Jones, I'm pretty sure, is out. So I am taking the Browns, but they better fix their shit on defense.
I'm not going to go so far as to call the Arizona Cardinals a fraud because that win.
I didn't call them a fraud.
You're going to call them a fraud? You are?
No.
No, me neither. I mean, it's that win against the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium that legitimized them to me. But
no, they look freaking good. I think who's calling them a fraud.
I think the Cleveland defense is better than the Rams defense. I do.
Well,
they ran into
Clowney didn't play. He had some knee soreness, and that's fine. I mean,
the Browns defense played well. They gave up 26 points of the 42 points that the Chargers scored last week in the fourth quarter.
You know what though? That was my weekend. Blue Bayou coverage happened in our Pee Wee game, and then it happened twice in.
Dan doesn't let the Pee Wee stuff go easily.
Yeah, no shit. So I had to watch fucking guys standing behind my team's defenders catching passes for touchdowns.
I thought Dan's team was going to win. I bought him victory cigars. He drank – what are those cigars? Arturo
Fuentes.
Did you try one of them yet?
No, I did not. I was saving one for Sunday when the Browns were going to win. So then I was so pissed off, I was like, screw it. Going to bed.
I went to the tobacco store because I have an issue myself. With that being said, Dan smokes Arturo Fuentes. I was there. I saw them. I'm like, Dan's hyped. They're going to win. They're going to win this game. I bought him 2. To win this week, to win the following week, to win the championship. It didn't shake out in his favor. In any event, he sells cigars.
No, but I can tell you my starting quarterback, fullback, tailback, and a handful of others, the center, showed up because we played another team from our community, and they won, so they're playing the team down the street. So my kids showed up to freaking practice to make sure they beat the team down the street.
That's awesome. Dan's team is helping out the local team. He's a lifer in regards to this stuff. I'm just going to give you an example of this. Dan, I'm pretty sure he's fairly shit-faced. Like on a Friday night, texting me, like drawing up plays that he has before the game. Ken, do you think this is legal? How many people do you have to have on the line of scrimmage? Do we have to have 7? Or type of thing. He knows more than I do, but I'm pretty sure you have to have 7 on the line. And then he scrapped the play eventually. But anyway, he loves that stuff. Scheming stuff, that's fun. No, I get it too. Scheming plays is fun. Anyway, we're on the next game. We're both on Cleveland?
Yep.
All right, fair enough. I love that game. You got to start thinking about your elephant pick, by the way. The Las Vegas Raiders, they go play in division to Denver. The line on this game is Denver minus 3.5. The over-under is 44.5. Both of these teams, they started out 3-0. Both of them have lost 2 games in a row. They're 3-2 now.
One of them just lost their freaking head coach.
You want to talk about Gruden?
The biggest railroad job I've ever seen in my life.
Well, listen, I'm not going to condone what John Gruden
I'm not going to condone
wrote
either.
in emails. But what sucks about this, it wasn't about him. It was about an investigation
investigating the Washington Redskins.
At the time, Daniel Snyder and Bruce Allen and what was going on there. But,
and the first domino to fall is somebody for the Raiders?
Yeah, but I mean, there was a lot that came out.
Okay.
Let me ask you this.
And that's fine.
How does he say, well, you saw all of them. I mean, the first one was in regards to about the Michelin Man. But there was a lot of homophobic ones in there. And he has the only openly gay football player on his football team.
Okay.
Carl Nassib.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
I am glad you brought that up because Carl Nassib came out when? What?
This year. Spring.
This year.
Before the season started.
Say June?
Yeah, sure.
Safe?
That's
June.
fair.
Okay, so for the last 2 years, what's been the message from the NFL? Inspire change. Inspire change. All this bullshit. These emails from Gruden happened 10 years ago. How do we know he didn't change from 10 freaking years ago? And now the cancel culture got him thrown out of the league? So hypocritical. Argument. It's hypocritical. The NFL's full of shit. Their inspire change message doesn't mean dick. It's bullshit.
It's an argument.
Bullshit.
It's 1,000% an argument. But
what do you mean?
It is.
Hypocritical.
It's very difficult because you're talking about a very dated email system.
10 years ago.
And people don't necessarily change. It's not the message that's NFL
But wait,
to send.
So people don't necessarily change, so the NFL's message about inspiring change is just fluff and mirrors. Because they could give two shits.
Once again, I don't condone this, but I say a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. I don't condone this, but I say a lot of shit amongst my friends that I wouldn't want repeated, probably.
We all do.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And I mean, obviously, once again, I'm not advocating in regards to what John.
No,
Gruden
I'm not
said.
saying it's good or bad one way or the other, but
it's not good.
How do we not know in 10 years he hasn't changed? And there's plenty of people that came out in the interim and said he's not a racist.
It's a fair argument. I mean, it flies.
I should have been a friggin' attorney.
It flies. I am.
I know you are. And I got you stumped.
Well, it's the dating of the thing. I mean, it's very difficult.
And inspire change. Maybe he changed, and now you just threw him out.
If we're talking about a situation where John Gruden sent this email 3 months ago, yes. I mean...
Exactly.
But meanwhile...
Show me emails from where he's a racist in the last year.
No, I understand. I get it.
Not 10 years ago.
That's the argument that I'm getting from Dan.
And I can't wait to see the shit that they have on the Redskins. Good grief. If they got that on Gruden, who else? Who's next?
I said that to you last night. I'm like, the NFL must have a mountain of bad.
Yeah, if you're friends with Bruce Allen and emailing him, look out.
They must have a mountain of dirt on people. I mean, he's not going to survive that. He called Big Stick Goodell a faggot pussy or something. I don't know.
Bruce Allen still in the league doing anything?
No.
Yeah, so all those guys that were the Redskins are done. Gruden, this was 10 years ago. He's back in the league. He's boned. The Raiders are boned. That's the hypocrisy of the whole thing.
I don't like it for the football team. Fuck John Gruden. I'm fucking John Gruden. But,
the NFL, this big machine, this big money how do these emails get leaked to the media?
I don't know how it got to the New York Times or whoever published all these.
Wall Street Journal on Friday, New York Times. I mean, how's that possible?
I don't know either. I don't know. It's a big. I mean, this like leverages into like political conversation as well. Dan, what you want to talk about the
who's going to win this game?
No, you want to talk about the hoodies and the gear that everybody wears. Like the kids are wearing.
I can't stand that colors. Like the Colts last night with that splash, that 80s looking bullshit confetti.
Dan's completely right. It's so very 80s looking.
Way.
And he's like,
if Belichick ain't wearing it, no.
Dan asked me what the hell that shit was. I'm like, it used to be cancer awareness, like or breast cancer awareness, which was just pink, which I'm wearing right now.
I'm all for getting tested, but that
Save the
logo.
tatas. I'm all for it, but
Yeah,
now it's
no.
like every cancer. I mean, it's colon, it's
No.
breast, it's whatever, everything
That's
else.
hideous.
Are you
It
going
didn't look
somewhere?
good.
You look like you're going somewhere.
Well, we got to hurry up because I got to pee.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Denver.
It is the Raiders who lost at home against Chicago. Denver, they lost in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh keep their season alive. Denver minus 3.5 in this game. The over-under is 44.5. Like I said, both these teams have lost 2 games in a row after starting out 3-0. I mean, my big question is how the Raiders respond to this. I mean,
They're not.
do they respond with?
That whole team's in shock. Come on. How do you expect them to go play a game?
I think they're gonna come out gangbusters. I like this.
No.
I like this. I like the hook in this game. I like the Raiders in this game. I was stomping for Denver like throughout the season. I'll take a Bud Light. I was stomping about Denver. Denver got behind early, and then I think Bridgewater threw an interception in the end zone at the end of the game or towards the end of the game, and it kind of sealed them. Pittsburgh's got to come up. Oh, they did come up with the board next. Good, because I want to talk about Pittsburgh. We're on opposite sides again. What is this, the first time?
You finished that? Oh.
Second time. Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
I heard something back here.
You peeing? All right, this is a long show.
There's a cougar.
Coyote or a cougar?
Cougar.
What kind of cougar? Anyway, all right, we're going to talk about this game while he's gone. I'm trying to figure out on the board as I look at it how many games we have different, which isn't very many. But Seattle, this is Sunday Night Football. Did we miss the Dallas New England? We totally missed the Dallas New England game. Dallas is minus 4. They go out to Foxborough to play New England. The over-under on this game is 49.5. Dallas is minus 4 in this game. They come off a win against the New York Giants. Their offense hasn't been stopped this season. New England won a very ugly game in Houston. An ugly win. They outscored Houston 16-0 in the fourth quarter to find a way with this win. I thought the Belichick defense was going to confuse Davis Mills with Houston. It didn't happen. As far as Dallas goes, they continue to be humming on offense. Here's the thing with Dallas. They're not a fluke. I do not think they're a fluke at all. Not this late in the season. They're 4-1. I've been talking about this game a lot while you're gone.
I heard you. It was a squirrel. Not a cougar.
Black squirrel or white squirrel? Regular squirrel?
Regular.
All right. Here's the thing. I have a question for you. Can the coach of the year be a coordinator? Because I think Dan Quinn should be in the running.
I don't know. I don't know why you couldn't be. Is there offensive coach of the year? I don't know what the
is there other
awards.
categories? I don't think there's. I've never heard an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator being that of the year. So I think it's one. But can a coordinator be, or do you have to be a head coach to be the coach of the year? Because Dan Quinn deserves consideration with.
Dan Quinn?
Yes.
On the defense?
Yes.
How about the kid calling the offense?
Kellen Moore. I know. I agree. Kellen Moore's going to get a job. I think he might.
Yeah, he should have the Dallas job because McCarthy's just freaking dead weight.
Or he ends up with the Raider job.
Huh? I can see that.
I can see that too. Dallas. I don't know if you heard me or not.
Actually, I can see.
They're not a fluke, dude.
Quick.
They're not a fluke. This team is a juggernaut on offense. Dan Quinn, hat on backwards, just like Dan's wearing his right now, is a real deal defense. They're very opportunistic. Do you know Trayvon Diggs, the kid who has 6 interceptions? Do you know he's Stephon Diggs' brother? Did you know that?
Yeah.
I did not know that before last week. And things that he's out playing his little brother or his big brother, who's a fucking killer football player. Dallas is minus 4. They're going to Foxborough. Is Belichick going to be able to scheme up something to slow this team down to keep them in the game?
Not this team.
I don't think so either. They did it at Tampa, though, and they stayed right in the game to the end.
There was weather in that one. There was emotion in that one. I don't see that. Dallas's offense looks really freaking good to me. They're running the ball well. They have a two-headed monster just like the Browns do. I don't.
He's talking about Ezekiel Elliott and Troy Pollard.
Yeah,
they both look great. The entire offense looks great.
The defense is coming together.
I mean, Dan Quinn, I see him. I took your hat off, so sorry. Yeah, I see him. He's looking at the play, and then he's like pissed. He took his hat off. He's like, puts it back on. He's like, focus back. I saw him a couple times in the booth. I apologize for taking your hat off. But, like, I like his intensity. Like, he's into his football team. They're opportunistic. They're flying around. I mean, they're not a fluke. I promise you. The loss for Dallas is the opening Thursday night game of the National Football League in Tampa, where they were there at the end of the game.
Yeah, no, they didn't get blown out. Yeah, no,
No,
I
they're
agree.
real.
And normally I don't take teams that go into New England, but I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on this one, even though I hate.
So am I. I'm
too.
a big believer in the Dallas football team. I think they go into Foxborough and win this game by more than 4 as well. Dan are on the same page. I think we have 2 different. It was just bizarre. All right, Seattle. This is Sunday Night Football. Seattle 2-3.
Geno, baby.
They go to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're also 2-3. Seattle, they lost that Thursday Night Football game against the Rams. And Dan mentioned it already.
Fluke freaking injury.
Yeah. I mean, Russell Wilson throwing a pass. He gets hit by, I think, a hand. It wasn't a helmet or anything like that. It was a hand. And he tore multiple tendons in one of his throwing hand fingers.
Middle finger.
I mean, they're talking, it's surgery. We're talking about 4, possibly up to 8
I said,
weeks.
Ronnie Lott, chop it off, baby.
I don't think you can do that when you have to throw the football. You can do that when you play defense. But the Steelers, they won against Denver at home.
They blow.
The O-line played much better. I mean, Najee Harris ran the ball okay. They protected Ben a little bit better. Juju Smith got hurt. It's most likely his last down in Pittsburgh. I can't believe that
he's out for the
season.
season.
He was on a 1-year deal, and he's not going to be part of that. Chase Claypool is going to be the number 1 receiver there. He probably was already.
That's fine if Ben's throwing it to him or Mason Rudolph. Whatever.
Geno looked great in his short time.
I mean, yeah. But who prepared for Geno Smith?
Geno Smith's been in the league like 7 or 8 years. I mean, he's well experienced. I mean, obviously he flamed out with the Jets, and when he was a very high draft pick, if not the number 1 draft pick overall, I don't remember because that was so freaking long ago. But I mean, are they gonna? Well, Pittsburgh's minus 4.5 in this game. Are they gonna win this game by that amount?
Pittsburgh, their offense blows. Seattle's defense blows.
It does.
You got Geno against that defense.
I'm taking the lead. I like this game to be close.
I'm going with Seattle too.
So am I. I like this game to be close.
Steelers.
I mean, I like this game to be a 3 or 4 point game. I love the 4.5 point hook. I love the 0.5 on this game. We're both on the Seahawks. Monday Night Football. It is the Buffalo Bills not in division. They got to play Tennessee. Well, I feel like they're in division because they ain't playing all the time in the playoffs, it seems like to me. But Buffalo 4-1 coming off of that incredible win against Kansas City. Absolutely, I mean, I feel like they dominated the game, frankly. But they're -5 going to play Tennessee. Tennessee is 3-2. Tennessee won the game against Jacksonville. They gave up a lot of yards on defense again. They got turnovers. Derrick Henry's the formula. I mean, it's a Henry Stampede. Buffalo, I mean, they might be the best balanced team in the National Football League, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, they can play defense. Josh Allen looks awesome.
He looks good.
He's so confident.
Defensive backs don't look good to me.
Josh Allen's 3rd year in the league, and he looks like the most confident player in the National Football League to me.
Him or that kid from the Chargers?
No, Herbert's in his second league. I mean,
he's in his second year, but he looks pretty confident.
You remember when Josh Allen came out and he was trying to be cocky? And he did all kinds of crazy shit in that loss at Houston against Deshaun Watson in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That seems like a long time ago. But I mean,
don't know, that kid from the Chargers.
I was debating between my Super Bowl pick between Buffalo and Cleveland. And Dan convinced me of Cleveland. On paper, they look great. I mean, Buffalo, if you ask me, they're the best team in the National Football League right now. They're -5. They go to Tennessee. Is Tennessee going to hang in this game and be able to run Derrick Henry and keep this game close and find a way, whether at the end or stay under the number?
You know, Monday night, the weather, middle of the country, what's going to happen? I'm going with Buffalo.
So am I.
Shit, what the hell are we different on?
We got to look at it. That is the end of the football slate, and we need to look at this board. I mean, I know we went the first 6, so I never
picked
mentioned
Chicago. I picked Detroit.
Chargers and Baltimore.
I picked Chargers.
Yeah, I went Baltimore. I was a little nervous about it. We both went Carolina. We both went Cleveland. I went with the Raiders against Denver. That's 2.
Oh, get the hell.
We're on Dallas. We're on Seattle.
Buffalo.
We're on Buffalo. By the way, bye week started. Atlanta, the Falcons, the Saints, the Jets, and the 49ers are on bye this week.
Oh, my God. Atlanta and the Jets has to be going, thank God.
Yeah. I mean, it's the people playing in London. I'm sure next week the Dolphins and the Jaguars will be on bye because they're playing in London.
Urban's on bye.
Oh,
bang,
shit.
bang!
Oh, my God. Stop it already.
Go for 2.
Elephant picks.
Oh, good grief.
I'm on a hot roll. I think I won 2 in a row.
All right. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to take Jacksonville for my elephant pick.
Holy shit. That's wild. On a short line like that? I'm looking at the board.
I don't win anything.
Once again, Dan, I don't talk about this. I didn't think about this one bit.
Bang, bang!
I'm still looking. It won't be much longer, I promise. I love Cleveland. I'm not picking them as my elephant pick. I love them minus 2.5 in this game. The game I like the best on this board is Kansas City minus 6.5 at Washington. The Washington defense, I don't think they change their colors. And I know that Kansas City will give up points, but I expect Kansas City to score to 40 to 50 points in this game. I really do. I mean, I think they're pissed off. They can't lose this game. Andy Reid's a great coach. I love them minus 6.5. It's less than a touchdown. That's my elephant pick. All right, very good. The bonus college football game. Last week, the college football games were fucking awesome. Well, the games were awesome. I mean, awesome. And there was all kinds of late games that were awesome. Have you looked? I always look. Like, maybe it's even like Sunday night looking at bed, like what's coming up next week, and I look at it. The college football slate sucks this week. I mean, sucks. I mean, there's no good night games. There's nothing. The best game on the board, I think the only ranked teams game.
Well, but see, you're looking at ranked teams. And when the games start, I'm just looking for a game that's good.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
That's fair what Dan's saying. I'm looking at matchups between good teams and whether or not it comes
under
that
one you got on the board, shit.
Kentucky vaulted up the ranks. I mean, they beat Florida. They beat LSU, who Ed Ogeron needs to look out for his job. I think he's probably out after this year.
He's definitely out.
They go between the hedges. Teddy's team, the Georgia Bulldogs, game day's there. I'm sure Teddy, let me know what you're smoking. I mean, I know you got that, you're going to fire that up early and things like that. Georgia is number 1 ranked after the Bama loss last week. They are minus 23.5. They bring that vaulted defense into this game. Kentucky, they're 11th ranked. Once again, they went up the board like crazy. Their calling card is defense as well, meaning the over-under on this game, which is pretty low on this game, is 44.5. Once again, Georgia's favored by 23.5 in this game. The SEC, I think it's East, is up for grabs. Both these teams are undefeated. Are they going to beat them by 24?
I don't know about 24.
Game day's there. Teddy loves that. Him and his wife Kate love game day. I can't wait to talk to Teddy about what he's going to be smoking and preparing on Friday night before Saturday game day.
Smoking like this smoking?
No. His grill. Yeah, the smoker. No, I'm sure he's got some big brisket, some hog. Who the hell knows what he's got going on?
I think Georgia's going to win this one, but with that line, I got to go with Kentucky.
So do I. I think it's a defense. I mean, the over-under being 44.5.
Yeah, that's what's scary.
Once again, it's emotion at the beginning of the game, and if Georgia gets up early and things like that, there's a problem. I mean, Kentucky's offense, okay, they can hit a big play here and there. They need to hit a big play to stay in this game. But
this is probably Georgia's homecoming game, so the goal is to get everybody in the game because you schedule homecoming when you're playing Kentucky.
No, they're going to show out. I mean, this is going to be their. This is probably going to be their best win against the highest ranked team until they play in the SEC championship game, if you ask me. But Kentucky, maybe they hit a play here and there. I mean, they're calling card is defense as well. I like Kentucky to stay on this number. I certainly think Georgia's going to win this game. I hope the food, the alcohol is fantastic for you, Teddy. Oh my God, did he have the best weekend ever last week? I text him and I'm like, the Braves won games. The Falcons won their game in Atlanta. Georgia won, Alabama lost, and things like that. He had the best sports weekend. Well, let's see if it continues. But we're both on Kentucky getting the points.
Yeah.
We both think Georgia's going to win, but we're both on Kentucky. It's been a fun, raucous, somewhat episode of On Top of the Cage. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you listening. We'll be back next week.